Hello friends, it's Coop from Garage Gym Reviews. Back with the most essential review ever. The best curl bar roundup. We have tested, reviewed, curled, not hundreds of curled bars, but definitely dozens. I've definitely used, and we have on the table, under the table, and other corners, deep in the recesses of a Samly Sam's storage closet, curl bars that we have tested, reviewed, and compared against all others. This is the first roundup I've actually done on curl bars. I use curl bars regularly, as you can tell. Probably not enough though, I wish. But although I don't think curl bars are the first thing you should buy, I would guess that curl bars are one of the more popular products within a home gym outside of like the staples. You know, you get your barbell, your rack, your plates, maybe some dumbbells, and then you're like, what are the other things? Well, people like having big guns, and so they like curl bars. And so I'm gonna detail and tell you which ones I think are the best after using ones that range all the way from like 50 bucks up to ones that, yes, cost $600 plus for a curl bar. No joke, we actually have one. Now, before I start the review, first off, some of these were bought, some of these were sent by the company. I just like to let you guys know that. You will see, and if you've followed us for any length of time, that's not gonna change what I say. In addition to that, if you'd like to purchase any of these, specifically the ones that I recommend, we'll put some links down below the like button where you can check those out. It's not gonna cost you anything extra. It's just a little commission, but it will allow us to continue doing the amazing work that we do and also be able to afford having so many curl bars so we can curl with them. Okay, let's get into the review. Okay, curl bars. Like I said, this is how I define a curl bar. It's a bar that's not straight and has bends in it. These are easy curl bars. That doesn't mean they're easy to use, but that's just the name that's been given to them. I don't even know what the name is. Do you know? Let me know in the comments below if you know why it's called an easy curl bar. I'd love to know, maybe just because it feels easy. But specifically, I'm gonna be talking about curl bars, easy curl bars, and not just your normal standard easy curl bar that's kind of popularized because it's what seats on the preacher curl bench in the commercial gym. I'm also gonna be talking about rackable curl bars. And in fact, my top overall pick is a rackable curl bar. And I kind of want to talk about why before I get into my recommendations. First off, the reason that I like rackable curl bars, and I've got tons of different recommendations on this list and tons that we've used, but the reason for home gym owners specifically, I like rackable curl bars, you should probably not have a preacher curl bench in your gym. They cost a lot of money, they do one thing, and they take up a bunch of space. There are many options available if you want to do preacher curls where you can do them in your rack and use something like, say, the preacher curl pad from AvMat. I think that works great. That's a great example. Having a dedicated bench, and because of that, having a bar that is designed specifically to use for that bench doesn't necessarily make a ton of sense in my mind. Having a bar that you can place on the rack and then have something that you can place the bar when you're doing skull crushers, curls, and all that sorts of thing is great because it's your home gym. You can therefore curl in the rack. All right, let's get into my recommendations. First off is my top overall. This is like, if you're just like, Coop, what's the one you want to get? I don't want you to leave the video, but if you're gonna leave the video and go buy the bar, I guess it's okay. This is my top pick, and it's a rackable curl bar, and it's the Rep Rackable Curl Bar. When I legitimately give these recommendations, I will tell you if this is one that I use most often. Sometimes I don't because there's a more expensive version that I think is a little bit more bougie that I don't recommend. But really within curl bars, there's nothing that I think really that's out there that's that much better than this one, and that is the Rep Rackable Curl Bar. The Rep Rackable Curl Bar for the price is money in the bank, shoddy what you think. It comes in two options, a chrome option or a stainless steel option. Pretty much everything about them is the same between them outside of that and the tensile strength of the bar. The stainless steel one is 200K tensile strength. The chrome version is 190K tensile strength. And this isn't like cheap, like here's an example of like a cheap chrome bar. It's that shiny, like plated, like, sorry, whoever this is rage, sorry. But this is a cheap chrome curl bar. This stuff's gonna flake. It's more likely to break. It's not good chrome. this is an example of a nice chrome curl bar. This is the Rep Chrome Curl Bar. It's a more matte finish, it's a higher end plating, it's a better version, and this is more like what you want. And this is what the Rep Rackable Curl Bar is, which is right down there. I have the stainless steel version in my garage. I use it every Wednesday because that's my curl day. That's today, baby. But the stainless steel version is both stainless steel on the shaft, but also, which is kind of funny, it's also stainless steel on the sleeves, which like, no bars out there really are stainless steel on the sleeves, and it just so happens that the one that is a curl bar. I don't know why, but it's the sleeve and the shaft. The knurling is good. It's not great, like just being honest, like there are better knurling options and I'm gonna talk about some of those. But if you want a rackable curl bar, that's $200, free shipping for the chrome version, $300 for the stainless steel. I've done a full review on this. I like the bends, it's got a bushing system, 10-inch sleeves, like it's nice. Really the only recommendation I'd have for it, I wish they knurled all the bends on it, and I wish, and it's super minor, but it could be a quick fix. This goes for all companies. Put the freaking bar weight on the end cap. I hate going to my bars and like, what does this weigh? I'm gonna have to go to the website, so I just write it in Sharpie, just put it on the end cap. That's really the only change I'd make to it, which is extremely minor. I really like that bar. Okay, now if you're like, I want a rackable curl bar, but I don't want to spend 200, 300 bucks, understandable. I think a curl bar is definitely something that you can just spend as little as possible because these aren't things you're dropping. Although the Rep one does have a lifetime warranty for the stainless steel version, which I think is sick. If you just want something that's the cheapest possible for a rackable curl bar that I'd still say you could use, that's the Titan Rackable Curl Bar. 120 bucks out the door, free shipping. Do have sales so you can get it cheaper. It does have a cheap, like shiny, hard chrome finish, but it does have bushings and it is rackable. It works. I don't think it's the best out there. The Rep one I definitely suggest if you want to keep it long term, you want something that has some longevity, go for 80 bucks more and get the Rep one. But the Titan one's gonna get you just as big of arms. So you can just go with that one. Okay, now moving on to some of the more traditional style curl bars. These more traditional ones, as you can probably guess, are cheaper. They have less steel, they're shorter, and there's more companies producing them. The best one, the best short curl bar that's out there, really, like if we're talking value, everything, is the Rogue curl bar. That thing is so good. That's another one I have in my garage gym. It has some of the most aggressive easy curl bends, which I do think matters. Like when you just put those little waves in there, like that's not for me. No, I want an almost neutral grip. And they have very aggressive bends. Another thing, they're knurling the entire camber. So like for instance, this is the Rep version. Notice how they're only knurling the grips, which is fine. There's no knurling on the in-betweens though. Rogue is knurling all of that, which is definitely something that I think is a benefit because my hand is bigger than that. Not a big deal, but I like to have knurling on all of it. It is a very nice knurl too. Rogue's pretty much the king of barbells. They're making them in the USA. Like it is a Rogue barbell just made like an easy curl bar. The only difference is that it's using a lower tensile strength steel. So it's 110K tensile strength steel, which is lower than Rep, but it's a curl bar, so I don't think it matters very much. They have a rackable version and the short style version. Have a nice Rogue Ohio knurl. Comes in E-coat, or you can get a Cerakote. Honestly, Cerakote doesn't interest me that much on these bars. I would go with the E-coat. I really wish they'd come out with the stainless steel version. That would be sick. But it has the nice bushings, made in the USA, like some of the best knurl out of any curl bar that's out there. Although I do wish there was more aggressive options, but most people probably don't want the aggressive options, so I think it's fine. And comes with a 5-year warranty, which I want to call out because Rogue is like the king of lifetime warranties. Why would you sell a product like a curl bar that you make in-house, that's got your branding on it, stamped on there? You're known for lifetime warranties on your bars. You should put it on the curl bar. I think Rogue, of all companies, I'm surprised that they only have a 5-year warranty and somebody like Rep's offering a lifetime warranty when Rogue's making them in-house. I understand the tensile strength lower, but I would love to see a lifetime warranty on that. That said, for the price, that's my one. That's the one I'd go for. Okay, if you're looking for something that's more Creme De La Gym, something that is more expensive, that is very expensive and probably not worth spending the money on, but if you just want like the primo version, there's 2 options. A Laco, and you're like, of course, that's the Creme De La Gym option. But really the one I think is better than that is the Gumner. The Gumner Curler uses the same sleeve system as they use on their all-rounder bar. That has the built-in collars, which you may think that's a gimmick. I have every bar like I could use any bar. Out of all the bars that I have available to use, I literally use the all-rounder more than any other bar simply because it's the easiest to change. Like it is. And so the curl bar is the same way. Now, there's a couple call outs. It's a 28mm shaft. I would prefer a curl bar to have a thicker diameter because it's gonna give you a bigger pump in the forearms. That said, there's not many that are out there that are producing like really thick, like axle sleeve curl bars. There's a couple that are out there, but for these bars, I like the thicker. So the 28mm on the Gungner is a little thin, but I'm guessing they do that because that's what the shaft on their other one is, and then they can use the same sleeve components. But it's expensive. Stainless steel shaft, nice knurling, rotating sleeves. I mean, it's the best in terms of like materials, but it's still not rackable. I would love it if they came out with the rackable version and came out with a thicker shaft, but that one is freaking nice. And I felt like I needed to mention it because the sleeves are so nice. Let's get into the budget realm. This is a category, like a lot of these categories, I will tell you not to spend less. Like you're buying a rack, buy something that's gonna last. An Olympic barbell, like there's not that big of a price difference between one that you can pass down to your children and one that's just gonna suck. So I suggest spending more money there. The curl bars, I have no problem recommending cheaper curl bars. In fact, I have one on this table and one I'm gonna recommend that's like 40 bucks, and you're gonna get just as strong and just as jacked using it, and it'll probably last a long time. Just won't feel as good in hand. So my budget pick is the Bells of Steel Easy Curl Bar. They've got a bunch of curl bars they're coming out with, both rackable and regular. They've got like their industrial version, which has like these gold plated sleeves, which are pretty cool and very hard. Like that coating is very hard. They also look sweet. But for a curl bar, unless you just want something that looks cool, I think their basic version, which has a retail price of 130 bucks, is this one right here. They're also doing aggressive bends similar to Rogue. I don't love the way they're doing the bends though, because there's really only one hand placement right here that feels good. This one on the outside does not feel it. It just doesn't work as well. Although this one does feel really nice. I'd love another width option. It's also knurled all the way through the shaft, the entire shaft, including all the way into the sleeve, which that can end up hurting the bushing over time. I don't like the design. They should have cut it off sooner. And I also really don't like knurling in the middle of the shaft because I like to do a lot of drag curls. And so that's gonna pull up my shirt every time I do it. It's just a minor annoyance. But that being said, this is for the price, 130 bucks. Nice sleeves, nice bushing system, lifetime warranty, 130 bucks, good knurl. It's actually a good knurl and a nice aggressive bend if that fits kind of your shoulder width, which it will for most people. This is a good bar and what I recommend for the budget. If you're trying to spend even less and you're like, what's the ultra budget pick? My ultra budget pick is the same as I had for the Rackable curl bars. It's just a shorter version. That is the Titan Easy Curl Bar. It's like 95 bucks. You can get it even cheaper. Same hard chrome, you know, shinier. Doesn't have quite the features as the other. The knurling's not all that great, but it's cheaper. And again, it's gonna get the job done. And then if you're like, what's the cheapest one? You can get the Amazon pick. That's this one right here. This is the Cap Barbell Easy Curl Bar. It actually comes with built-in collars here. Like you take these off, little screw collars. This is about 40 bucks shipped to your door. It is rotating. I love this. It's rotating. It's just metal on metal rotation. There's no bushing or anything in between the sleeve and the bar. So every time it rotates, it's that really nice grinding sound. It's like painted. It's not like coated. It's more of a paint. Very light bends. Like this is just a get the job done curl bar. There's actually the top Amazon review, I think summarizes it best with the title. The title is holds weight, hasn't broke yet. That's what this bar does, baby. It's 40 bucks. So if you're looking for the cheapest one, that's this one. And then if you're looking, we just did a review on like the best adjustable barbells. I think it's worth mentioning here because they are curl bars. You've got companies like J-Flex, MX Select, but the one that I think for an adjustable curl bar, just to mention that I think I would look at and I think is the best of the ones I've used, is the Bowflex Select Tech 2080. I think it's the best one that's available. I would love to see like a Newell version of that or like a Pepin Fast series or something like that. That would be really sweet. But for now, the Select Tech from Bowflex is nice and has a curl bar optional that can replace with the Olympic bar. I like that option. Okay, that's a lot of curl bars. Like, I don't know if anybody's done this kind of depth on curl bars. I think it's worth doing because people ask us all the time, is there a curl bar I missed? There's a lot that are out there, and there's a ton I've got here and that I've used that I didn't mention, from like higher end to lower end. There's just a lot of options, but all the ones I've gone through, these are the ones that stand out, I think, and are ones that I'd recommend. But if you think I missed one that you'd like me to cover, maybe do an individual review in more depth, let me know in the comments and we'll try and get to it. Many of these were recommended by you guys and because you requested us do a roundup. So thank you for requesting and continue doing so. This has been Coop from Garage Gym Reviews. I'll see you next time. Peace.